Okay, thank you everybody for joining me here on my presentation. All good, thank you. Now, the purpose of this presentation is just simply giving everybody and myself an opportunity to explore my proposal on how eSport entertainment to the business. I understand that this is a really early stage of proposal. There's a lot of questions. We can save that to the end of the slideshow. So we can then deep dive into finding out what I have in store for you guys. So, present to you, yours truly. What is eSport? So some of you are already well aware of what they are, but this was the individual that's not so informed. So eSport or electronic sport is a form of competitive gaming where players compete against each other in various video games, and we're talking about computers, gaming console, online gaming, so on and so forth. It has gained immersive. Oops, sorry, let me go back. I'm gonna jump ahead of my time there. There we go. It has gained immense popularity over the years and is now recognized as a legitimate sport, believe it or not. With millions of fans and participants worldwide, eSport has created a vast and thriving community. So, how big are we talking about? Yeah, let's find out. I am slowly losing my mind with this thing. Let's go back. How big are we talking? Worldwide entertainments. Major League. So, as you can tell, according to this map, it's a big thing in Southeast Asia, big thing in China, big thing in Korea, big thing in Japan. So this, as I mentioned before, it's a streaming revenue, so people all over the world are streaming to this eSport entertainment. They are hosting tournament worldwide, so we are looking at state tournament and then go into national. Major prize pool, as you can tell, they invested in millions and millions of dollars to this. Again, like influencers are involved, people are like tuning into this entertainment, top tier talented, attracted by the major prize pool. So what do we have to do with us? Why do this? We can take advantage of it. Attracting the demographic. So as you can probably already tell that we don't have a lot of millennial generation speakers within the business. But when we introduce this eSport, we can attract those guys. We can enhance our revenue and customer engagement. Since eSport opened its door to younger and highly engaged demographic, we can attract millennial generation Z who represent the core audience of eSport. This demographic is highly tech savvy, inclined to spend on experience, and likely to be a loyal to brand that aligns with their interests. Offering eSport team accommodation or hosting gaming event can position Doolies as modern and relevant entertainment business. It can also compete with our existing offering by introducing gaming lounge equipped with high-speed internet gaming equipment which can appeal to guests looking for entertainment without leaving the club. This encourages longer stay and promotes our food and beverage increase in sales as well. Yeah? Now, of course, with every new proposal come with security risk, measurement, and consideration. Hackers in depth. So being that it is online entertainment, we can start thinking about like people like using illegal activities, installing malware that put the business security at risk, unauthorized software being downloaded, in illegal activity on a gaming computer, liability, what's that affecting us, and of course noises. Understand that some people come to the club nice and quiet, especially with elderly, seniors, patrons that we already have. How is that going to affect them? Do we have the space for it? How do we mitigate that noises? Because with younger crowd, a bit more rowdy. Yeah, of course, increasing energy costs for the business as well. So this is something areas that work in progress. We're going to think about before we implementing these ideas into the business. Dooley's history with esport. So these are some of the pictures that prior to COVID. So yes, Dooley actually took on board with this entertainment, and it was proven successful. So in 2019, before the event of the pandemic, Dooley's opened its door to the taste of esport, receiving a warm welcome from both members and guests. With the help of our marketing team spreading the word, the younger demographic began to take interest in Dooley's, gradually joining our in-house tournament. We observe a consistent increase in participants week by week. This marked Dooley's stride into the modern domain of entertainment. And for the present business perspective, with the continuous renovation, as our current renovation and continuous improvement extension to the business could give us some opportunity to consider bringing this back into the business. Yeah. All right. Next one. Oh yeah, modern domain 10. So, Adventures Awake. This is your invitation to make a strategic move into the future where leisure, luxury, and esport become one. With your backing, we can realize a visionary, modern, captivating, fresh wave of customer pioneering a new standard in entertainment and provide a robust return on investment. We are on a blink of revolutionizing the esport landscape, and I humbly encourage you guys to seize this moment with me and let us unite through with excitement and craft the magnificent defining chapter in both esport luxury here at Dooley's. Thank you. Now, Q&A session. You guys have any question or concern?
In terms of, I guess, profitability, what's your scope on that? In terms of, I know you say you're going to bring an increase in food and beverage sales, but in terms of the esport itself, how is that going to generate any?
I believe great question. I believe that introducing esport into business is going to benefit, I think, all entertainment that we already have on hand, being people coming in to dine, eat, and that people might come in to booking a function for tournament, in-house tournament. While yes, it requires a lot of investment to obviously buying high-tech computers, and obviously getting the marketing team to spread the word and finding the right people to come in and promote and influencers, for example. In the end, I feel like if we keep doing and keep up with the modern entertainment strategy, I feel like eventually we'll bring in not only just a normal demographic of people that come to esport, but also their parents who also comes in with their kids, will also we benefit for our bistros, cafe, and functions, so on and so forth. Essentially, as I say, it is an early stage proposal, work in progress, but this is something that we need to deep dive more into. What are the strategy and for for marketing team, for the financial teams, IT, what are your thoughts on it? Yeah? Anything else?
With those international tournaments, what prize pools are we talking about?
We're talking about millions and millions of dollars. So it depends on the games that they are compete. Normally, we're looking at millions to $5 million. Obviously, there's a stages where certain players can compete for international, they have to start building their rank, which we like to call a tier. They have to build their name for themselves within the game, and then form a team and fight for the state. And then when they become well known through social media, through sponsorship, then they can start competing for the international. Now let's pretend that Dooley's went ahead with this esport, and then we have these players comes in who's very talented, and he start coming into the club and pulling in all this fan with him and start building the name for himself within the business. Dooley, we could sponsor him and we could advertise using him, who's then go on to fight internationally, and then you can essentially putting our business on the global map. This is obviously a stretch, but it's essentially we have to start somewhere. So we want to keep our business of entertainment relevant. Like we can't just, as the world progresses, technologies has advances, people are going to start looking for new entertainment. We're going to have to start perhaps looking at the scope where, what can we do on this esport entertainment?
Good.
It is something that it's, as I say, a long stretch, but potentially could be a worthwhile.
When we had esports previously, how many different sort of game consoles and things did we have? And then what's generally the most common one though that people are seeing? Like, is it Xbox over computer games? Is it computer games over like Switch games? Like, what's the most competitive ones?
The most competitive would have to be PC, generally because it covers majority of the online tournament games. Yes, there's console where Xbox and PlayStation is also big in tournaments as well, but we can see a lot of the game that pulls in audience, millions of audience that tuning in generally come from the PC.
So in terms of esports, from what's your ideal, I guess, outcome that you would like to see in Dooley's in terms of esports?
I like to see us actually have a dedicated space where people comes in, tune in, hosting, where we actually host a state tournament. Or given the fact that if we have the space, we have people who could come in and tune in for the broadcast. We can broadcast seasonal tournament around the world, in America, China, Japan, and and these guys could bring in revenues. They stay for the food, they'll stay for entertainment, and even then we have another businesses that are doing the same thing, which is one that recently opened called the Sydney Fortress. I encourage you guys to actually visit their website, have a look. These guys cater around esport. They providing activities including Dungeons and Dragons board games. They have dedicated bars, seating areas, lounge, and even their own set of competitive gaming, where a set of PC were facing against each other and people come in and compete. And they had to occasionally receive multiple invite from the influencers that comes in and play those games as well.
In terms of risk and cost, wouldn't it be easier to outsource, let's say, an internet cafe to be dedicated, because the system is very similar?
Yep.
It's a membership base. We have memberships. Members get discounts because you go a per hour basis. It's outsourced, everyone else can run it. We benefited from food and beverage anyway.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be benefited there? And these days the trend is now having a quite extensive food offering in those spaces. So if we provide that, wouldn't that more be a benefit instead of doing it internally?
As I said, it is work in progress, and also your feedback is obviously, this is something that I'm still on board with taking ideas and suggestions. So yes, like this is something that we can look into. At the end of it, I just want us to obviously deep dive and look into what we can do and what's our budget and what's our is it in line with our business need or is it in line with what our customer wants to see in the business.
If you were to set this up in Doolies,
Yes.
what do you feel would be, especially as an introductory number, what do you feel would be the right amount of PCs to get this moving?
It is moving. I would say like 10 PC minimum would be a good start. Otherwise, we can just start it off with just simply having a dedicated space for entertainment, for that esport entertainment. Could just be like projector broadcast screen. We can just like we can essentially just advertise that Doolies are basically broadcasting the season finale on one of the tournament. On the end of the year, we provide special food and beverages sales on the individual that comes in. They purchase the ticket. They have our front row seat for the live tournaments, and then we can go from there. Build a name, get the customers to be aware that hey, Doolies are doing this, and then we can then measure what kind of traffic we're getting. How many people are interested in this locally? Who wants to travel from here to the city to go all the way to the tournament? They could come at Lidcombe.
Very good.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate your attendance. Thank you.